Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Emerald with only one Relicanth was a fast, but surprisingly hard solo run. Let's follow that up with a weirder solo run. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Fire Red with a team of only one Shuppet? So I don't know about you, but I don't think of Kanto when I think of Shuppet, and that's exactly why I wanted to use it today. I have no idea how well a pure Ghost will do from the start of the game in Kanto. Shuppet is kind of a glass cannon. It's got pretty good attack and special attack, but with bad defense and special defense. By level up, it does learn a few good moves, but the problem is that it starts with the super weak knockoff move. It learns its situationally useful Nightshade that doesn't work on normal types, and then no attacking moves for ages. I'll need TMs early. Speaking of, by TMs we can learn a lot. Now, a few of these are expensive Game Corner TMs, but a few of them are easy to get. Stuff like Psychic and Secret Power have potential to be pretty useful to us. There's nothing crazy powerful, and Shadow Ball ends up being our best move, but I think that we can make this work. As always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can win, but I do worry about how frail we're going to be by the end of the run. I could see it being one of those runs where we either one-shot them or they one-shot us. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Shuppet. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I can use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Shuppet so that we can do the whole run with it. Our nature is mild, so more special attack and less defense. That's a really good nature for us. I'd get a little bit more out of an attack boost since all ghost moves are physical in this game, but whatever, I'm still really happy with that. I name him Wyatt because he's like a spooky puppet. So the early game travel is all incredibly safe, but also incredibly slow. The only thing that can hit us right now are the Weedles with Poison Sting. Everything else just uses stuff like Tackle, so we're in no danger most of the time. The problem is that we have to go back to the Poké Center pretty often for power points just because Knockoff is so incredibly weak. It's all we've got for attacking moves until Nightshade at level 13, so it's gonna have to make do. Obviously, we can't beat the Rock Gym until I have Nightshade, and it might even take longer than that because they have Rock Tomb to hit us with, but who knows. I'll give it a try at level 13 and just see how it goes. Well, that was surprising. I kind of assumed I wouldn't be able to win, but it turns out that we can just 3-shot Onix with Nightshade. But 3 Rock Tombs leaves us with 1 health, so we had exactly enough to win. Well, that saved us some time. That means we're traveling. We're slowly running into more things that can hit us, but still nothing too dangerous. The most annoying thing is just that we can't use Nightshade on normal types, but it's by far our strongest move at the moment. Once we get into Mount Moon, I'll hunt down the TM for Thief. It's only 40 power, but knockoff is 20, so it's just a straight upgrade. Plus, we likely won't need to use it for a long time anyway. There's better moves that we can learn as soon as we beat our rival, but we all know that the fight tends to be pretty hard, and he opens with Pidgeotto, so we can't use Nightshade on it, so Thief might be what saves us there. On our way there, I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. So I tried the rifle fight once I got there at level 21, and it was so close to being a win. Pidgeotto and Charmander are the only members of his team who can actually hurt us, but both do quite a bit of damage. Plus, we're slower than Charmander, so he hits first. If we did a few more points of damage and we were a little faster, then we'd win this for sure. At level 24, I tried this a few more times, and after losing to one where I got crit a bunch, I finally got a win. It requires that Pidgeotto uses Gust instead of Sand Attack, but other than that, it's pretty consistent. That wasn't too horrible. And with that win, I can go do Nugget Bridge, and more importantly, I can get the TM for Secret Power. It's kind of a good move that I probably don't use nearly as much as I should. It's gonna be one of the best moves that we learned for a while, since it's got 70 power and can paralyze enemies when indoors. Kind of like a slightly weaker Body Slam. It does a different effect depending on the terrain you're in, but what matters most to me is indoors because that's where gym battles are. Hopefully, this gets us a win at the Water Gym. By the time we get to the Water Gym, we're level 30, and I lost a couple of tries just to damage ranges, and figured I could get the win if I just paralyzed them to get the speed advantage, but we ended up critting pretty early on the 3rd try to take her out early. Well, that was lucky. That just means we're at the SSN a little bit early. So I figured the rival fight on here won't be hard, and the electric gym right after shouldn't be either, so it's nearly time to overhaul the moveset. We're finally going to be able to get some type coverage soon. The only thing between us and new moves is a couple of reasonably easy fights. I don't see us having any problems again until the poison gym. I could see smokescreen and poison damage causing some issues there. I figured the rival fight would be easy, but I didn't think it would be a no damage sweep. I think we're reaching that level where our glass cannon qualities are starting to really shine through. We hit pretty hard for this early on. I don't think it'll catch up to us for a little bit. Let's go straight after that electric gym. So the electric gym was super easy too, as it usually is. Now, unlike in Gen 1, we don't get the Thunderbolt TM for this fight. We do get Shockwave though, so I'll go ahead and learn that. It's not amazing, but electric is just great for type coverage. We're not done getting new moves yet though. I'm on my way to Rock Tunnel, and there's quite a few moves coming up that we can learn. I could get Return, but I think Secret Power is doing fine for us so far, but what I'm really interested is getting the TM for Psychic. It'll be our strongest move until Shadow Ball at level 44, and it should help us beat the Grass and Poison gyms. This is such a big upgrade for us. I expect the next 3 fights to be easy. So the Grass Gym easily could have been a sweep since we can one-shot both of his poison types, but on the first try, our Psychic didn't take out Vile Plume in one hit, and we got paralyzed. We nearly went down to a bunch of Giga Drains, but when we finally hit Psychic, it was a one-shot that time. That was a weird fight. Okay, this next chunk of the voiceover is going to be done with Sabu in my lap, because he didn't get any lap time earlier and he won't leave me alone now. Giovanni right after was easy as usual. Some of his team could hang on a little bit longer, but they were pretty limited in moves that could actually hit us, so it's not a problem. Last for the boss rush is the Pokemon Tower rival fight, and the moment we were about to fight his Psychic types, Sabu left my lap. The moment that we were about to fight his Psychic types, we learned Shadow Ball and just swept the rest of his team with it. Beautiful timing, much like Sabu leaving my lap. Alright, that's enough of the smooth sailing. We have the Poison Gym next, and I don't know if Psychic is going to be enough to get the win without some leveling. Even if it is, I'm skeptical about our ability to beat the Fire Gym early. I could just go to Silph Co and go straight after the next rival fight, but that's probably going to be harder than the Poison Gym. I think I'll try the Poison Gym, and if it doesn't go well, then I'll do Silph Co first. Man, I'm trying to skip quite a few trainers at this point, and yet I'm still just crushing it in these battles. Yet another no damage sweep, although it's mostly just due to them using stuff like Acid Armor. I guess I'll go do the Fire Gym early. This has to be a loss, right? Okay, that's what I thought. We one-shot the Growlithe at the start, but we had to switch to Psychic for Arcanine since Ghost moves are physical, and we've been hit by Intimidate twice. It didn't matter though, because Psychic didn't do much and we got one-shot by Fire Blast. I guess that's to be expected though. Let's go try Silph Co's rival fight first. The fight starts off alright with us having Shockwave to counter Pidgeot. We don't deal tons of damage, but it helps. It's more useful against Water Onix right after, who we one-shot. As soon as Charizard came out, we were doomed. It's faster than us and one-shots us with Flamethrower. Alright, well, we gotta grind. I went ahead and cleared out all of the trainers in Silph Co. I don't think I necessarily need a ton of levels to win this, but I need some. I figure if I could get faster than him and get to Charizard at full health, that maybe I'd survive Flamethrower and get a 2-shot. Then we could probably just win the rest of the fight without getting hit. So here we are at level 58. We do take some damage on our way to Charizard, but we ended up faster than it, and it used Scary Face. That made us slower, but we actually survived Flamethrower and took it out. Execute was a one-shot with Shadow Ball, as was the Alakazam right after. Well, that was a win! Of course, the Giovanni fight right after was super easy as always. He didn't even land a hit on us. Psychic Gym's gotta be a sweep, right? Yeah, total sweep. We did get hit by Alakazam because of the speed advantage, and it hurt a lot, but we could have only gone down to a crit. I'd say if this was Gen 1, then he'd probably have crit us, but if this was Gen 1, then she'd probably use Psywave to hit for 8 damage, so this was still somehow harder. We're back at the Fire Gym 8 levels higher than last time we tried, and although we're doing much better, we still go down to Arcanine every single time. He loves using Hyper Potions, and Fire Blast absolutely wrecks us. I think I need to get much stronger before we can win the entire fight if we can't even take down Arcanine yet. Okay, so this is kinda crazy. Level 65, and if Shadow Ball gets a defense drop, then we can take out Arcanine with Psychic right after. But then we have to deal with Ponyta, who I can't one-shot with Psychic and just takes us out. How am I gonna survive both that and Rapidash? I've got 2 attack drops and Shadow Ball uses attack in this game. Psychic is probably our best move at that point. I guess I have to get stronger. If you want some kind of idea of how shockingly difficult this is, here's all the way at level 70, and we still can't make Arcanine faint unless we get a special defense drop. I tried with both Psychic and Shadow Ball. Neither one of them was doing enough for a 2-shot without the stats drop. It's gotta be enough by level 73 though. Okay, level 73, and now this is what every attempt looks like. We're hitting so hard with Shadow Ball that it's still better than using Psychic even after 2 attack drops, but we just go down in the end because Rapidash hangs on and hits Fire Blast every time. Okay, well we only need 1 Fire Blast to miss, so I'll keep trying. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Every attempt took about a minute, and it only took 3 more tries, so we had this beat in no time. You know, leveling aside. The ground gym has gotta be a breeze after that. So the ground gym was actually really close, but I think it was my own fault. I used Shadow Ball at the start because it hits harder and our attack is higher, but I forgot that Psychic would do way more anyway just because of their massive defense and special defense gap. Because of that, we lost some speed at the start of the fight and got hit more than normal, but it was still easy. Now I know we leveled up a ton for that fire gym, but the pre-Elite 4 rival fight is normally pretty hard. This time, we hardly got hit at all. It was incredible. With that win, all that's left is the Elite 4 and the Pokemon Champion. I'm really not sure how things are going to go. I have the money that I could pick up Thunderbolt, so maybe Lorelei won't be too bad. And we have Psychic and Shadow Ball, so I think Bruno and Agatha will go okay. I'm worried about Lance and our rival, though. I don't really see us winning those fights until we're much stronger, but we'll see how it goes. Now that we're at the Elite 4, let's take a look at our stats. Level 75 with pretty solid attack, decent special attack and speed, and we're frail. I mean, it might work out, but any random move could do a ton of damage to us. With low special defense like that, it's no wonder that stuff like Flamethrower and Fire Blast were causing issues. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. Right away we crit Dugong for a 1-shot that we probably wouldn't have gotten without a crit. And second was Lapras. It took out almost half of our health with a Surf. We nearly 2-shot it just for it to survive with a Sliver. It nearly took us out with Ice Beam, then we hit it way harder on the next Thunderbolts to take it down. I can't believe we're still in this. Cloyster has low special defense, so it was a 1-shot, and Slowbro is part Psychic, so it was a 1-shot with Shadow Ball. Last was Jinx, who we outsped in 1-shot. Well, that fight was awesome. Second was fighting trainer Bruno. This was a pretty simple fight because his fighting types never stood a chance against us, but the funny part was that both of his Onix did a decent amount of damage. Those are usually his dud Pokemon. Earthquake is just a really good move. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. Right away, we 1-shot Gengar with Shadow Ball, so I was feeling pretty good, but the second Gengar was faster and hit us first. We still 1-shot it, but we lost 3/4 of our health in the process. Golbat was a 1-shot with Thunderbolt, and next was Arbok, who survived Psychic to hit us with a bite that nearly took us down. We only have 6 health left. She used a full restore while we hit Psychic again, then she used another full restore and we hit Psychic again, then the speed advantage let us finish it off. Last was Haunter, who we 1-shot with Shadow Ball. That was way closer than I expected. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. It starts with Water Onix, who's a 1-shot, but second is Aerodactyl, who's faster than us and hits really hard. We get him to use a full restore, but we eat 2 hits before we're able to finish him off, so our health isn't great. As soon as Dragonite came out, it was obvious that we were doomed. Doing what looks to be under 1/4 of his health and damage with Shadow Ball before getting knocked out. Okay, I for sure need to be a lot stronger. Level 83. Water Onix goes the same, and Aerodactyl is still faster than us, but now sometimes we actually get a 1-shot on it, and it takes 1 less hit total as a result. Next is Dragonite, and it's always brutal, but on this run we got a special defense drop with Psychic, and he wasted a turn with Safeguard. Then we survived Outrage with a Sliver to give us a chance to finish him off. But we can't 1-shot the Dragonairs yet, so obviously that takes us down. This might be possible at this level with the right luck. I'm not sure. It's definitely not possible though unless I get a special defense drop or a crit. Never mind, I was wrong. Level 87, and even with a special defense drop to get past Dragonite, we still lose every time to Outrage. I guess Glass Cannon runs tend to end like this though, don't they? Level 90, and here I am, still constantly losing. You know, we can't even get past the Dragonite unless we either crit or get a special defense drop on the first hit. It's pretty miserable. Not only that, we really aren't doing much damage to the Dragonairs. I think it's possible that we don't even get past him until near level 100. Amazingly enough, at level 95, we are still getting outsped by Aerodactyl, so we always take damage early, and we still lose to Dragonite every time that we don't get a special defense drop or a crit, just like what was happening like 13 levels ago. I'm still convinced that we wouldn't survive 2 Dragonairs after this. We still haven't survived 1! I thought I'd be hitting level 100 at the rival, not Lance. Okay, I was really starting to worry that I wouldn't even win at level 100 without a lucky crit or something, but we finally outsped Aerodactyl so it doesn't hit us. Now without a special defense drop or a crit, we still take tons of damage from Dragonite, but what matters is that the Dragonairs are finally one-shots. Let's hope we can handle our rival. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. Right away, Thunderbolt one-shots Pidgeot, as well as the Water Onix, who came out second. Third is Charizard, who takes big damage, almost getting one shot, but Fire Blasted us to nearly one-shot us in return. He used 2 full restores as we keep using Thunderbolt until it finally went down, but we were left with so little health that Rhydon right after took us out. We were insanely close to getting one-shots in some of those Thunderbolts. I'm convinced that a one-hit knockout is within our damage range. Okay, it took 4 more tries, but not only did we get a one-shot on Charizard thanks to a happy damage range, but Rock Tomb never hit us at the end of the fight, so we literally didn't even take a hit. What a weird way to win in the end. We either lose at level 100 or we don't take a hit at level 100. Well, that one got really hard near the end, but I guess that's how Glass Cannon runs tend to go. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Red, with only one of each Nidoran. I did it in Fire Red years ago, so let's do it in Red. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments in the challenge request section of my Discord channel and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. As much as I'd love to give you a nice long intro, considering I can already tell from the time code, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter video after I cut out my flubs and everything. Because I flub. Of course I flub reading these lines. I actually have guests over, and although they aren't here at the moment, I'd like to run around and clean up a little bit so that things are nicer for the guests when they get back, because I am a responsible host. I'm gonna go do that. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.